The G5X is built for people who want maximum performance in a compact size. In this video, we're going to go through some of the buttons to familiarise yourself with the G5X. Let's discover it together. On top of the camera, you'll notice the on-off button. This simply turns it on and off. Right in front of the on-off button is the shutter release button, taking photos. On the outside of the shutter release button is the zoom. The toggle to the left will zoom out, to the right will zoom in. Just to the right of this, you'll notice an exposure compensation dial. This is a really handy feature. It simply allows you to turn the brightness up or down, given the creative exposure you're trying to achieve. If you find your image is too bright, you can simply use the exposure compensation wheel to turn the exposure down, or alternatively, turn it up if you would like it brighter. To the left-hand side, you'll notice a main mode dial. Like many Canon cameras, this allows you to change between various automatic and manual functions. This model does not have a locking key. You simply need to turn the dial to the desired mode you'd like to shoot in. Also on top of the camera is a flash. To activate, we lift it up manually. To turn it off, pop it down. Also on top, you'll notice the hot shoe. This will accessorize your camera with various options like speed lights. On the left-hand side, you'll notice some small holes. This is the speaker for playback of videos. The G5 also comes equipped with two dials on the front. Firstly, the bezel around the outside of the lens can be adjustable to change things such as aperture and shutter speed. Alternatively, there is a second multifunction wheel just beside your shutter release button, which can also be used to adjust your exposure. Underneath the camera, you may notice an NFC logo. This is for those who have NFC-enabled smart devices to connect and wirelessly transfer your images. Also on the bottom, you'll notice that there is a flap which retains the memory card and battery compartment. On the right-hand grip side of the camera, you'll notice that there is a rubberized flap which hides a couple of plugs. At the top, you have a remote release cable, a USB port, and a HDMI output. Towards the bottom of the grip, you'll notice a smartphone button. This is to enable you to connect to your smart device and download photos directly. Please refer to our embedded video on how to do this. Taking a quick look at the back of the camera, the first thing you'll notice is the variable angle flip screen. We can change the angle of this screen to better suit the type of photos that we're taking. We can also pack the screen away to provide a hard, scratch-resistant surface. To operate the flip screen, simply grab it, move it around, rotate, and replace. One thing you'll notice about the G5 is it has an electronic viewfinder, so you don't have to use the rear screen to gain your composition. You can use it in a more traditional sense by placing your eye up to the viewfinder. What you will notice though, when you do that, the rear screen will turn off. This avoids distraction and also increases battery performance. At the top right where your thumb would rest, you'll notice a small button with a red dot. This turns on and off your video mode. When recording video, you will notice a red record symbol will appear and a timer will begin counting at the top of the screen in seconds and then minutes. To turn off your recording or to finish recording, simply press the button one more time. It will save it to the memory card to view later. Down the right-hand side here, you'll notice a few buttons. Firstly, there is a star or asterisk button. This is an exposure lock key. To the right of that, we have an autofocus point adjustment key, allowing us to change our autofocus points on the screen. We have a rear rotational wheel, which also acts as an up, down, left, right function. Very handy in playback, but also helps us access some of our manual features easily. The up key allows us to change our autofocus method as well as our drive type. The left key allows us to cycle between macro, normal, and manual focus. The right key allows us to turn the flash on, off, or set to auto. When the flash is down, the flash is off. The down key or info key allows us to cycle through the various screen options, giving us more or less data. One of the really cool features of this model is the electronic level finder, which can be accessed by pressing the info key twice. This will make it really easy to find your horizon. At the very bottom, you'll see a playback button. To play back on this camera is as simple as pressing and then swiping left or right through your images. For movies, you'll see a play button. Press on that, it'll start playing the video immediately. Down the bottom right-hand corner is the menu key. This allows us to change some of the custom functions and settings the camera has to offer, also changing simple things such as image quality, the time and date. I hope this video has helped you learn a little bit more about your G5X.